All right, what's going on, everyone? Baseball fans out there, welcome back. This video, August 25th, MLB games. We have 14 of them, so hopefully the intro is a little bit better. Sometimes when I start the stream, it gets a little choppy and it doesn't work out quite off the bat. But like I said, 14 games to go over. Not a whole lot of news off the top. Just, I guess, the biggest story last night, Dodgers Padres, last game of the night. Went the longest game since 2020, really, since the new rule of the extra innings came into play. It's been the longest game, so if you stayed up to watch it, kudos to you. I did not. Something over a 6-hour game. We'll get to that, but we're going to kick things off early with the Cardinals and Tigers. Cardinals finding a way to win this one in extra innings, and they needed it. They need to pick up these wins against the Tigers to stay in the hunt, of course. They got out to an early lead. They're up 2-0, put up a couple runs early in the game. Tigers did chip away, and they even added one in the ninth that sent it to extras when it was 2-2. Cardinals found a run in the bottom after shutting out the Tigers in the top, and that's pretty much it. Goldschmidt, a monster day for him. He had 2 solo shots, both in the first and in the third, off of Skubal. And for the Tigers, we had Scope having a nice night, 3-hit RBI night, but that was about it. Skubal had a good outing, though. Other than those 2 home runs, he had a good outing. 5 innings pitched, 2 runs, 10 Ks, and Lester starting to settle down. He still has that high inflated ERA, but he went 5, 1 run, 4 Ks, finding a nice key win. I think a key point, too, here is Alex Reyes blows his 3rd save of the season. So some concern after having that hot streak to start the season. He has blown a couple now over the past month or so. But the Cardinals, like I said, find a big win that they very, very much needed. Astros 6, Royals 5. So after losing to the Royals the other day, the Astros bounced back in this big fashion. They didn't have any big innings over the course of that. They pretty much put up 1 run here, 1 run there over the course of the game. This one went to extras. The Royals did have 4 runs in that 7th inning. That gave them a short period where they had a lead, but Houston added 1 in the 7th, 1 in the 8th to force the extras. Perez continues to be the hottest catcher in the league, possibly, arguably, it's not even arguably really the best catcher in the league, American League at this point. 34th home run of the season coming in that 4th, and Whit Merrifield hit a bomb, his 9th. He's not known for his home runs, but he has good average, steals, bases. He had 2 hits for RBI night. Maldonado hits his 10th, Alvarez hits his 26th, both coming early for the Astros, so they generated the rest of the runs. Minor goes 6, 3 runs, 3 Ks. Before the bullpen goes in, blows it, Barlow gets charged with blow and save. McCullers goes 6.24 and runs 7 Ks. Not an amazing outing. We see Javier come in there too. He's had a pretty great season. He had a rough, not a great outing again. He gave up a run there, and that was it for the Stros. Picking up a big win here. Now we have the only doubleheader of the night. We have the Cubs 5, Rockies 2 in the first one. Not a whole lot to go here. Rockies were out early, I guess, 2-1, but the Cubs answered back. CJ Cron, his 22nd home run of the season. Not a lot of offense coming out of the Rocky side. We only had, 3 hits, one of them being that home run. Another one, 2 hits leading to that other run that they scored. David Bodie, his 8th. Austin Ramin, his 1st of the season. I guess Austin Ramin hasn't really... Oh, it's not Austin Ramin. Oh, yeah, it is. And Wisdom, his 21st. So Gomber's giving up a couple of bombs here. Not a great outing again for him, going 4.2, 500 runs, 8 Ks. And Davies goes 4.2, 2, and 6 Ks. Again, doubleheader. Not going to go too much into these. Rockies do win second of the 2, 13-10. Wow. This one was back and forth, 9-9. Going in, sent the extras before the Rockies put up a 4 spot in the top of the 10th, and the Cubs were not able to answer. Chicago had a 5-2 lead after 2. Rockies made it 6-5, and then 8-5 before. Cubs did take a lead, tied it up, 8-8 in the 7th, and then 1-1 to make it 9-9. Overall, Joe had a 2-hit, 4 RBI night. We had Rogers with a 3-hit, 5 RBI night. Starting to see some people on this Rockies team that are just, I guess, making their MLB debuts, really. And Ian Happ gets the 2-hit, 3 RBI night. In this game, 15th home run of the season. We have a bunch of home runs coming from the Rockies with Rogers, his 10th, Joe his 8th, and McMahon his 9th. 13th overall. Marquez goes 3, 5 earned runs. So Colorado sends out Marquez and Gomber and only gets a split against this AAA style Cubs team. 3.2 coming out of steal, 4 earned runs, 5 Ks. And again, seeing all these names coming out of this Cubs team and on the bullpen, don't really know a whole lot of them. Not going to stick too much to it. Mets talk with Hayden. Nice to see you, buddy. And we'll get to that Dodgers-Padres game at the very end. This last game of the night. Damn, was it crazy. All right, Baltimore Orioles 10, Angels 6, and the Orioles have ended their losing streak at 19. So they didn't quite get to 20. They didn't quite get to, 23 or 24 that the Diamondbacks got to earlier. So they can sigh of relief that did not happen. But at one point in this game, they were down again 6-4 early before that 8th inning really popped it open, and they put up 5 runs that pretty much put it away. Cedric Mullins leading the way with a 2-hit, 3 RBI night, hitting his 22nd home run of the season. Santander hit his 14th, and Stewart his 11th. So Ohtani did not have the greatest outing for him, giving up 3 home runs in his start, and Walsh on the other side gets his 23rd with March, his first. Ohtani goes 5, 4 earned runs, 7 Ks, giving up 3 home runs, like I just said, and Ellis goes 3 earned runs, 3 Ks, and giving up a home run himself. Diamondbacks 5, Pirates 2. Pirates had won the first 2 games of this series. Diamondbacks did answer back. Pirates were out 2-0 early before the Diamondbacks put up a couple. Peralta led the way with the Diamondbacks 3 hits, a couple of RBIs, and then we have Smith 10th home run, Kelly his 19th home run, intertwined in there. No home runs coming from the Pirates, with Bryce Wilson making a good start for himself. 5 no earned runs and 7 Ks for that Pirates, and Gilbert on the other side goes 5, 2 earned runs, 4 Ks. He's going to get a no decision because it was a late comeback for the Diamondbacks. Not a whole lot else to talk about with those 2 teams, as they're clearly both out of the race. Rays 7, Phillies 4, and Zach Wheeler was pushed to his limit again and again, and kind of sent the Phillies. It just goes to show that they don't trust the bullpen in this situation. They were leading, and then the Rays offense popped up, and then there's 3-3 about halfway through, and then they exchange runs in the 8th, and again, Zach Wheeler, they tried to push him the whole distance. He went through the whole 8th after even giving up a run. They pushed him out there for that 9th inning. They got a couple guys on base, and then Maya hits a 3-run shot in that 9th inning off of Wheeler before he can even get an out, and that was all she wrote, basically. It's Maya's 6th of the season. We also have Brandon Lowe hitting his 30th, so good outing for him. 30 home runs on the season for Brandon Lowe's pretty good achievement. We have Harper hitting his 24th, Hoskins his 27th. It's not enough for the Phillies. Like I said, 8 innings pitched, 5 earned runs, giving up 7 runs total for Wheeler. 2 of them unearned, 10 Ks and a couple of home runs. Like I said, Wheeler, they tried to push him out there for that 9th inning and it cost them the game. Can't blame them. Their best pitcher in a must-win game, really. Yarborough on the other side goes 4, 2 earned runs. Moving along, we have the Toronto Blue Jays 3, White Sox 1, and it's a big win for the Blue Jays. And it was Robbie Ray out there on the mound showing his Cy Young candidate kind of stuff going again. White Sox got that first run early. Not a home run, just generated it. McConnell had a nice RBI single. And then we had Toronto coming back alive again. No home runs scored from either team, which is kind of rare from both these teams, but we see Toronto score a couple of runs along the way. Robbie Ray kept them in the game. 7 innings pitched, 1 earned run and 14 Ks. He set the Blue Jay record for most strikeouts by a lefty in a game with 14, so that's pretty monster. Meza ends up getting the win because he came in there for closing opportunity, and the Jays put up a run that gave them the lead at that point. Giolito goes 6-1 earned run, 6 Ks. No decision. Big win for the Jays. They're going to play a 4th match this afternoon, and we'll see how that goes. Giants 3, Mets 2. So the Mets continue their slide, unfortunately. They had the lead for a short period of time. Chris Bryant led things off in the game with a home run in that 4th inning, a solo shot, the only one coming in the entire game. And the Mets generated a couple runs late in the bottom of their lineup. Villar and Domingo Smith in those fifth and sixth innings. They might have had a chance to put on a couple more, but they failed to do so. And immediately Brandon Crawford gets in there in that top of the seventh and gets it taken care of with a two-run double that pretty much puts him to rest. Taijuan Walker goes 6, 2 runs, 3 Ks again. Good outing for him. Can't really complain, but he's going to get charged with the loss. And Cueto, 4.2, no earned runs and 2 Ks, and the rotation gets it done again for San Francisco. And then they bring in their big bullpen arms, and McGee gets in there for his 29th save of the season. Indians 7, Rangers 2. Not a whole lot to say here. Indians got out early. A bunch of home runs coming off their bats with Mercado, his 3rd, Hedges, his 6th, and Reyes, his 23rd. So you can see a bunch of these guys low scoring, low home runs, but the Indians do. They both get 10 hits. Both teams get 10 hits on the night, and Martin for the Rangers gets his 5th. Both these guys, we're starting to see it across all teams, but more on the teams that are out of the race. We're seeing people get given their chances, and you can tell some of these guys with the single-digit home runs are still just getting started this season, really. But Cleveland pretty much got a lead, didn't look too much back. Texas did make it interesting at one point, making it 3-2, but that's as close as it got. Latz goes 4.2 with 3 runs, 4 Ks again. Another guy that's new to the show, really plays that, goes 5.2, 2 runs, 4 Ks, 8-4 now on the season. A decent outing for him. Twins 9, Red Sox 6, and Twins playing spoiler, and it's great to see as a Jays fan and all around to see them make this kind of play, but they were at 4-0. Boston did everything they could late in this game, down 4-0. In the 7th, they put one up. In the 8th, they put another. And in the bottom of the 9th, they tied it with 2 runs of their own. Kyle Schwarber making an impact in that 9th inning with the 2-run bomb that tied it, 4-4, his 26th of the season. We even see Kike Hernandez in the 10th try to bring it closer with the 17th, but the Twins had put up 5 runs in the top of the 10th. And that was pretty much all she wrote. Sano hits his 22nd of the season. Where it was a monster shot, 490 yards or something. Polanco, his 24th, and Donaldson, his 19th. Whereas Cave also hits his 3rd. Donaldson and Cave hit those home runs in the 10th inning to combine for, 5 runs and 2 home runs. Both coming off Robles, who's going to get charged with the loss in this one. 1 earned run, 4 earned runs in 1 inning. Pivetta started things off with 4 earned runs and 5 Ks. And Bailey Ober for the Twins, 5. No earned runs, 7 Ks. He had shut down the Red Sox up until late in the innings. The bullpen blows it. Colomb gets charged with blown save. But those 2 home runs in the 10th bail out the Twins and charge the Red Sox. Marlins 4, Nationals 3. Again, these guys just battling of the low-stakes National League East. Not a whole lot to go over. Miami was out 2-0 middling innings before Washington put up a 3-spot in the top of the 7th. Take a lead. Miami immediately answered back, and they went to extras again. A lot of extra innings games last night. In that 7th inning, we saw Josh Bell hit his 21st. Hernandez hit his 7th, so both those coming off Cabrera. And then in the 6th, we saw Brett Anderson hit his 7th when they gave them a 2-0 lead at the time. Again, these Marlins aren't known for hitting a lot of home runs, but they get it done. Cabrera, he went 6.1, 3 earned runs, 2 home runs. This guy's a new pitcher from most part. And we see Gray on the other side, 6, 2 earned runs, 7 Ks. Again, we're going to keep seeing it with these teams. A lot of new names, a lot of fresh stories, but that's basically all they got playing for at this point. We get to the later games. We have the Brewers 4, Reds 1, and the Reds drop another game to the top-ranked Brewers in the division, of course. But what can you do? Luckily for them, the Padres also find a late-inning loss. We'll get to that next. But Brewers out early. Woodruff just basically shut out the Reds. Castellanos hit his 23rd of the season, the only run for the Reds coming in that 9th inning late in the game. But you can see strikeouts galore for the Reds, 16 strikeouts on the night for them. Woodruff goes 6, 0 earned runs, 10 Ks. And ever since I made that Cy Young video for the National League, and I gave kudos to Burns, and I only did one on each team. I did mention Woodruff very well could be in the running. But ever since then, Burns has struggled a little bit, and Woodruff has been lights out. So this is just a good example of why Woodruff could very well be the guy. Castillo goes 6.1, 2 earned runs, 6 Ks. Not a bad outing again. His ERA is 4.29 after such a bad start to the season. And we see Amir Garrett. He's in there for 1 out, giving up a couple of runs. His ERA is 6.37. This bullpen, it's not good for the Reds, that's for sure. Last game of the night, longest game of the night. These guys played a 16-inning game. Longest one since 2020 new inning rule got introduced. So ever since they introduced that guy starting in second rule, this has been the longest one. Basically it was 1-1 going up until the 15th inning. The Padres did have a quick run early in the game. Will Smith ties it up in the 8th, and then we see a lot of zeros in a row there. And for there to be zeros in extra inning is pretty interesting. 15th inning, Dodgers get 2 runs of their own. No home runs again. And then Tatis, he hits his 35th of the season in the bottom, a 2-run shot, which ties it up again and sends this one for one more last hurrah in that 16th inning, where the Dodgers just piled on 2 more, and the Padres could not answer the second time around. But this game started with a huge pitcher's duel. Buehler went 6.2, no earned runs and striking out 8. He did give up the 1 run, but it was unearned, of course. And Snell goes 7.2. One of Snell's longest outings since I can remember, honestly. He gave up 1 earned run, that home run to Will Smith, and 10 strikeouts himself. And then we just see the bullpens. The bullpens do their job. And, of course, San Diego sent Camarena out for double innings, and unfortunately he gives up both those, including a home run to A.J. Pollock in that 16th inning, which was the difference here. But, yeah, what can you say? Dodgers find a way to win again when San Francisco wins. So as good as San Francisco has been this season, they just cannot find space away from the Dodgers. And then the Padres, they lose. The Reds lose. So believe it or not, the Cardinals are very much in the race. They picked up a win last night, a big key win, and I talked about it at the beginning of the show, how key that win is going to be down the stretch. But this National League wildcard, it looked like it was going to be pretty much a lock for the Dodgers in San Diego when I did that video a month or so ago. But now that San Diego's fallen out, we're starting to see some other teams have potential to get in there. So keeping that interesting, as well as the American League race staying interesting. It's going to be fun down the stretch. Hopefully you guys enjoy some baseball today, and we will see you guys for that next video. Peace out.